ago, so much to the point it was in every single popular YouTuber's video. I've never used it because it seemed a bit shady to me. But currently this web extension has millions of users. If you don't know, what the extension was supposed to do was to find you discount codes at checkout. So let's say you want to buy something off Amazon. At checkout, it will pop up. It will tell you, I searched for discount most of the time. It did not find anything. You'll be like, okay, got it. And that was it basically. Like, that was the whole purpose. It promised to its users that it's going to find you the best discount codes and save money. In fact, I remember this tagline. Honey takes money and gives it to your pocket or something like that. Some ridiculous thing. And nobody really knew how it actually worked. Nobody really thought it's a bit shady, except for this one YouTuber named Markiplier. He predicted the whole thing a few years ago. But I always thought that what they do is that they steal customers' data. That's the only thing. That is not the case. By the way, just to let you know how huge this is, the company sponsored over 5,000 videos with, get this, 7.8 billion views across platforms. This is probably one of the largest marketing campaigns I've heard of. 7.8 billion views just from YouTube marketing. I know what this company is. You probably know what this company is, right? Another important information, in 2020, Honey was bought by PayPal for $4 billion. That is a lot of money for just a simple browser extension that doesn't really do much. It just searches for discounts and that's it. $4 billion. I highly recommend watching the original Megalax video. The video he did on Honey was absolutely brilliant, but I'll also tell you what was actually happening. So, if you are a content creator, even if you're not, you're probably familiar with affiliate marketing. So that is when someone recommends a product, does a review, shows you how it works. I find these reviews incredibly useful. I use YouTube for these reviews all the time. And the creator can be in a program where if you go to the link and you purchase the product, it will give them a small commission. It can vary from 5 to 10, maybe even 15% from the actual price. The price for the customer does not change. became part of the PayPal rewards program, and that program claims to share that stolen money with you. What it does instead is that it pockets almost the entire commission, and maybe shares like less than 1%. It's wow, and the fact, what I find absolutely outrageous is that it was bought by PayPal, a company that is large, that is supposed to be reputable. I mean, you would expect that a company this large would not try to pull a scam like that. What is even worse though is that apparently oftentimes Honey would partner with shops, with businesses, and that way the actual business owner, the online store, could affect the discounts that the Honey would actually display. So not only did it tell you that it scanned the internet and there are no other discounts to be found, but at the same time it gave you their own discounts. So not only did they steal money from everyone, it also falsely advertised itself as a browser extension that is going to scan the internet for all possible discounts. You don't have to do it, but it did not even do what it was supposed to. It's completely false advertising. Wow, wow. By the way, in that video, Mega, at the very end, promised part 2, and from what I gathered, it seems like Honey was so predatory that it would sometimes offer these huge discounts on certain online stores that were not actually valid or real. The owner did not implement them themselves, and it would steal the actual revenue from said online store. At this moment when I'm filming this, which is January 2nd, the second part did not come out, but that's what it seems like to me. So not only it stole commission from everyone, it promised you to find the best discounts, but actually didn't, and it blatantly stole revenue from businesses. PayPal, what the hell? There's already a class action lawsuit happening currently. Wow. Okay, let's talk about the second topic. By the way, I'm overcoming a cold, so I might sound a bit nasally today. So, the second topic has to do with Meta, aka the company behind Facebook and Instagram. This news came out just a few days ago, and this is another mind-boggling news. So I'll read you the article. This is an article from Rolling Stone. There are multiple articles that cover this topic online. The headline says, Facebook and Instagram to unleash AI-generated quote-unquote users no one asked for. Since burning through tens of billions of dollars on its flop metaverse concept and laying off thousands in the aftermath of the gamble, tech giant Meta has trained to reinvent itself as a company poised to capitalize on the overhyped AI revolution. Last year, for example, founder and CEO pictures and be able to generate and share content powered by AI on the platform. That's where we see all of this going. If you think you're misunderstanding this, you're not. What they're planning on doing is incorporating AI to pose as real live people on Facebook and Instagram. The prospect seems an unusual one for websites predicated on the idea of human-to-human interaction. Meta revealed to Financial Times that users have created hundreds of thousands of characters since AI Studio launched in July, but that most of them remained private. The company declined to comment further to Rolling Stone. Then the article also talks about that it could spread inappropriate content or dangerous misinformation. So, I have a few thoughts I would like to share. As someone who is on social media, the only social media that I use, actually where I post, is YouTube and TikTok. The reason why I personally don't like Facebook or Instagram is because it has probably one of the worst moderation when it comes to comments. People just can say absolutely whatever, just spread misinformation, send hate that is completely unsolicited, obviously. The only platform where I would actually consider posting more is TikTok, apart from YouTube, because TikTok somehow is better than Instagram and Facebook in this regard. And they think that the reason why Facebook and Instagram is falling behind with young people is because it's getting older, because it's less interactive. My reasoning is totally different, and maybe even with you. I've heard so many people say Facebook is just absolutely horrible for your mental health because, again, you can say something so incredibly harmful and there are no repercussions. Nobody is going to delete your comment. Like, it's a mess. Actually, same goes for Reddit, and I say that as someone who likes Reddit, and I use it to look up opinions about products or companies all the time. Still, kind of similar in that regard. Why would a company think that this is a good idea? That instead of real people, now it's going to create fake people to interact with you, to have conversations with you, maybe even DMs. I don't know how, what. And positive environment, but you need to have that to begin with. Now you're going to have the horrible community filled with fake bots. Who thought of this? Who thought of this? My God. And it's so deceptive. One thing that popped up in my mind is that there was a Czech YouTuber that did an expose on dating apps and these like lewd dating websites, where the people paying for these apps had no idea they're actually talking to somebody hired to talk to them. So the people on these dating apps, like, you would think that you're talking to a real person. In actuality, the profile info was completely fake. The photos were stolen from a model that even spoke a different language. It was completely fake. And that is deceptive, right? Because they think they're talking to a real life person. Well, in the case of the dating websites, it was still a person, but hired to talk to them, and each message was actually posted by a different person. It was quite complex, but the way it worked is that each person had to respond to a message. They read through the info, so sometimes they wouldn't even realize they're actually talking to hundreds of people at the same time that are paid to send the messages on the dating apps. How is this any different? Because now you think you're talking to a real life person, but in actuality, it is just a bot. Mark Zuckerberg, come on, man. What is this? What is this? Who thought this was a good idea? Seriously. Because if anything, this would make me want to go on Facebook and Instagram even less. Yes, I would choose TikTok over the social media as someone who actually does not really like TikTok.